What's up everyone, it's Mark here with M2M Detail. In this video guys, we're going to be doing some headlights on a 2019 Charger RT. So we're doing paint protection film. The film is SunTek Ultra. That's the vehicle right there guys, nice looking car. So we already did the front bumper, now we're going to do the headlights, and in our next video we'll be doing the front fenders. So we just got the material cut out from the GCC plotter, just making sure we got the right one for the right headlight, of course. First things first guys, you want to make sure you clean the area. Make sure you wash the vehicle firsthand. If you're not doing that, you need to. You don't want none of the dirt or any type of debris to come out in the crevices as you're installing the PPF, so you don't get debris in there. Now we're going to be getting ready to put the film on. Make sure you lube up your hands. Make sure your hands are clean. So here we go. We're lubing down the material with some baby shampoo in our P2 sprayer. If you guys don't have an automatic sprayer like that for installs, I strongly suggest you guys get one. It makes life a lot easier, and you're not constantly squeezing down on a pump trigger. As for right now guys, we're just going to be checking out the alignment, make sure the pre-cut looks up to our standard, make sure all the edges meet right. Okay guys, so yeah, we've just been checking alignment. I'm gonna zoom you guys in like this so you can see it better. So you can see our two trouble areas right there guys. We have those two big fingers right above the bump in the Charger's headlight. So if you guys see anything like that when you guys are installing headlights, don't be too nervous or too scared about it. There is ways around it. It's not going to cause a bunch of issues, but first things first guys, you just want to tack down your flat area first so you're able to stretch it over that area. Right now we're using hot water for tack solution, but I am using the hot water to relax the film right there because I know after we do our stretching that's going to have the most stress there, so I want to relax the film as much as possible before we do that initial stretch on it. So right here guys, we want to line up our front edge, make sure everything looks good, put the film back in placement where it needs to be locked down at, making sure it is in the right location guys. I can't stress it enough, as you're installing PPF you need to make sure you have all your key points in the right areas. You're not overlapping or folding over one side and short on the other side. So you want really good placement, as this is a pre-cut. If it was not a pre-cut, we really wouldn't have to worry about this as much, but due to being a pre-cut, we want to make sure all our corners and top edge and bottom edge is lined up perfectly. So you guys see right here that we already locked down this front area, and making sure everything's out, make sure all the slip solution's gone, and we'll have a clean area and it's going to be tacked. So we're not going to be fighting the film. If we stretch it, we're not going to be breaking that contact point. We want to make sure that's really locked down when we start pulling this material across that big old bump in the headlight. So as you guys see, I am squeegeeing a lot, so I can't stress enough. Make sure you guys are doing a bunch of squeegeeing. Make sure you get all that solution out. It's really going to make life a lot easier. So alright guys, so now we're putting the hot water all over this because we're about to do this stretch right here. So we want to relax the film as much as possible. So you see I'm spraying on the top side of the material just to help relax it. And now I'm doing a couple of little pre-stretching just to see how the film looks after we pull it. Seeing what areas are still popping up, just to make sure everything looks good, make sure the placement is right. Checking our bottom edge, top edge like always. Alright guys, so now we're going to be pulling back the film and we're going to put some tack solution in there and we're going to get this done real quick. So here we go. As you guys see, pulling it real quick, put some hot water right there, and then we're going to put hot water at the end. So I didn't do hot water all the way through the film guys, just in case I got to lift it back up if I have an issue, but at least I got the two main points I want to lock down right away. We got the end locked down and we got the initial stretch in the beginning getting locked down. So I'm going to go right over the middle of the headlight guys, over the big bump. And this is going to lock it down in place, and we should be pretty solid after this. And then after this, we would just be worried about the top and bottom edge, which isn't no big deal guys. You can see how small the fingers are now. They shrunk a lot, so we're not going to be fighting that the whole time. Now if we didn't stretch the material guys, there's no way we were going to be able to lock that down. It would just overlapped each other, creased up. It would not have worked. So you guys see how that finger just disappeared. Not too bad. It's popping up a little bit, but nothing crazy. A little bit of hot water and a couple more squeegees on that, we'll be able to get that taken care of. So yeah, those are the little fingers right there guys that we got to deal with. We're going to throw some hot water in there, squeegee it down, and bam, they're gone. So we're still gonna have a couple little fingers at the end of it guys, and then we'll just use our heat gun and we'll lock them down in place and we won't have to deal with them no more. So right here guys, I'm just locking down as much as I can, before we dry the headlight, just to figure out any type of issues we're gonna have. But everything's looking really good, really easy install, guys. Almost dropped the squeegee right there. So if you guys are thinking about getting any pre-cuts, check out the link in the description. You can see we sell a bunch of pre-cuts online and also on eBay. If you don't see your vehicle, we probably have your vehicle, it's just not listed yet. Send us an email, we'll get you a quote, we'll show you what templates we have for your vehicle if you guys want to do this for yourself at your own house. So now we just went into our final stages of squeegeeing down the material. So you can see we're using the black side of the PPF Hornet, and this is the stiffer side. So this is going to be more of a final inspection, locking down everything, make sure everything's all out of the material and no more solution, no air. And we're just going through it one more time, make sure everything's nice and clean, no debris. If we see debris, we can lift it up, we can pull it out, and then, you know, relock it back down. So you guys really want to be looking hardcore when you're doing your squeegeeing. Seeing any type of debris, hair, you know, wherever the case may be, you want to make sure you get that all out before you let it dry. I know a lot of materials, even at this point in the stages we're in, if you do lift them, you'll get a lift line, and that's the one thing I really like about SunTek Ultra. You can lift it up right now and you're not going to get a lift line, but I know a lot of the other brands out there, if you lift them up, you're going to have a lift line. Right here, guys, I like to blow out the corners, make sure there's no water falling back into the material. After I blow it out, guys, I grab my heat gun and I start locking down the edges. So you see right now we have about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 on the top. We got a couple on the bottom, nothing crazy. This does take a minute when you're using the heat gun, guys, because it's still pretty wet. So if you want to let it dry for like 40 minutes real quick, you can. I do it pretty quick. So we go straight into the heat gun, and that's the issue I'm having a little bit in the beginning, that, you know, I don't want to overheat the material. So we're just going to let it do its thing, just dry out a little bit. And once it starts drying out, guys, it'll all tack down. But if you're fighting it and you try to burn the material, you're going to damage the film. So just take your time with the heat gun, and you know, you don't have to use the heat gun, guys. I do for just locking down faster because the cars are coming in and out, as this one's just a, you know, headlight install, and then we're just going to do the front fenders, so we're not keeping this vehicle overnight. So I'm just going to be locking it down with the heat gun real quick, and you can see everything's starting to get in place now. I'm moving along the bottom, so we got those 2 fingers right there. We're just going to hit it with the Geek Wrap squeegee, and they're going to be gone. And that's it, guys. Just use some heat. If you guys don't know how to use a heat gun, I mean, I would practice before you start doing it. Also be super careful. As you see on this car, we have plastic trim on the bottom of the headlight. You do not want to melt that plastic trim with the heat gun, so make sure you got, you know, enough distance. You're not heating up the plastic. You're only heating up the area you really need to get some heat on. So be careful about that. The heat guns will damage plastic. Just take your time. Don't try to overheat the material all at one time. Just work slowly and you'll be safe. So guys, we're pretty much done with this headlight. Everything's looking really good. We're just gonna make sure all these edges are really locked in, so we're not gonna have to come back and deal with any issues that we have going on. If you guys are pretty new to the PPF, I mean, all I can tell you guys is just practice, practice, practice. That's the best way you're gonna learn this technique and get more comfortable and understanding the film more. Because I know in the beginning, guys, this is really difficult to understand the film, how to get to, you know, go around front bumpers, all that crazy stuff. It does take time, but eventually you'll get there. Just take your time, play with the material, and it'll all work out. Alright guys, so you can see I flipped the squeegee around, so I'm just doing my final touches on like some of the tighter areas where I couldn't get the felt into. This is just going to make sure everything's locked down 100%, and we're going to be good to go. Alright guys, so we're going to hop on the next one. I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse for this one, just so you guys can watch it. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, guys, please like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know in the comments. Give us an email. We'll help you out as best as we can. As always, Mark out.